Welcome to Teaching Truth, the famous five. That's the theme for our reflections this week as we dig into and discover the treasure in Revelation 12 and 13. The famous five, not a book written by Enid Blyton, but the famous five for us, discovered in the book of Revelation, written by John. And today we come to the third of the famous five characters, the character of Michael. Michael. Let's read of Michael in Revelation 12, verse 7, and discover together who Michael is. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, the ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven say, "Now have come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ. For the accuser of our brothers, who accuses them before our God day and night, has been hurled down. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much so as to shrink from death. Therefore, rejoice, you heavens, and you who dwell in them. But woe to the earth and to the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury, because he knows that his time is short." Michael. Who is Michael? Well, we don't know who initiates this war in heaven. And it's interesting, in one sense, you think heaven would be a place of peace and enjoyment rather than a place of war. But what we do know is who wins the war. And remember this, that however circumstances may dictate the opposite, God is on the throne. Jesus Christ rules. Jesus wins. And in this war, in this conflict, the hosts of heaven are led by an angel named Michael. Michael's name means who is like God. Michael, if you like, is a special angel. To put it in a modern way, Michael is the commander-in-chief. He's chief of the general staff. He is called, and he is the Archangel in Jude 1:9. In Daniel 10:13, Michael is called one of the chief princes. In Daniel 12:1, Michael is called the great prince. Michael opposes the onslaught of Satan and his demonic army. Michael, as the commander-in-chief, as chief of the general staff, leads the heavenly angels in permanently ousting Satan and his demons from heaven. For verse 8 tells us that neither was their place found any more in heaven. Satan is forever driven from heaven. And how does Michael, the commander-in-chief, the chief of the general staff, achieve this? Achieve the driving of Satan from heaven? Well, he is defeated by holy witnesses. He is defeated by holy witnesses. The citizens of heaven praise God and the Lamb for their power and their glory in overcoming the devil. While Michael was able to expel him, as it were, from the school of heaven, the angels rejoice. The angels are overcomers, and they use 3 weapons to defeat the devil. Michael, as the commander-in-chief, as chief of the general staff, leads them in 3 ways. They use the blood of the Lamb. They didn't fall for Satan's lies that, as it were, religion would be good enough, that they would be good enough. No, when they saw their condition, they turned to Jesus. They were washed in the blood of the Lamb. And once they were hidden, as it were, in the fortress, the castle of heaven, they were safe from all attacks by Satan against their souls. He might kill their bodies, but he couldn't touch their souls. Let me ask you this question. Have you been washed in the blood of the Lamb? Because if you have been washed in the blood of the Lamb, and you claim the blood of the Lamb, then you are protected by God in heaven. Satan cannot touch you. Oh, he might try and destroy you like that dragon. He might try and defeat you, but claim the blood of the Lamb. Michael and the angels, they used the word of their testimony. They stuck to their guns. They would not renounce their faith in Jesus. They never backed down when the going got tough. Their steadfastness helped them achieve victory over Satan. Yeah, he might have destroyed their bodies, but their testimony was strong. Do you remember the stoning of Stephen? His testimony was strong, even as he was pummeled to death by the stones, and many, many martyrs since, whose bodies were killed, but with the testimony of Jesus Christ and that good confession fresh on their lips. And they also used, the passage tells us, their supreme love for Jesus. Even when they were threatened with death, they stood tall. They loved their Redeemer more than they loved their own lives. They would sooner die for him who died for them than deny him. They courageously faced a martyr's death, knowing, like Stephen, that when they entered heaven, they would be in the very presence of Jesus Christ.